Hello everyone. In today's class, we will be discussing about conservation of angular momentum and few examples, and we will try to solve some problems also relating to angular momentum. Myself, S. Vidyarani, working as Assistant Professor of Physics at MVS Government Degree College, Autonomous, Mehboob. Let's start the class. First, we will see what is rotation. Rotation, if you see here, so if the disk is rotating, let us say if we move the disk, then what happens? These ants which are on the red line will also move. That means they are moving in a circular path. So this is called as rotation. So now we will see the rotation in this way, in this direction. So earlier it was horizontal to x-axis, let us say. Now it has moved a little, and now they have reached, when we moved the disk in anticlockwise direction, they have moved to little up before case. Okay, so if you now, let us say this dotted line is the previous case that we have seen. Okay, so now the ants have moved different distance from the previous case, that is which they were at earlier. So here let us say this first ant has moved a distance d1 from the initial position of its, and the second ant has moved a distance d2 from its initial position. So if you see the difference, the vertical length is called distance. So if you see here, the ants have moved different distances. The ant moved a distance d1 which is totally different but with the distance travelled by the ant a2. So in the third case, let us see. But same is the dotted line, that means this is the earlier case which we have seen. But if you observe here, the same condition as the second case, see the both ants are here. When you try to say at what angle they have moved from the previous position, if you observe here, though the ants have travelled different distance from the previous cases, but they have moved a same angle. If you observe, this has moved angle theta 1, this has moved angle theta 2, both the angles are same. So if you, what I want to say is that, so though we can explain the rotation by denoting with the distance travelled by these objects, but it is better to explain for any rotation with angle. So how much angle the object has moved from the initial position. So to define rotation, or to say whether the object has been rotated or not, so it can be said in terms of angle rather than the distance travelled, which we will do in case of linear motion. But this is as rotational motion, hence it is better to explain any movement of any object by its angle, by its movement of angle. So now if you observe here, though if we see the linear motion, so they have travelled a distance of d1 and d2 respectively. But if you see here, in terms of angle, if let us say, that means they both have moved with the same angle called theta 1 is equal to theta 2 is equal to theta. So it is better to explain any movement of any body which is moving in circular motion or rotationary motion with angle rather than distance. So here I have given a definition that angle is a simpler quantity than distance for describing rotational motion. So with angle we can easily describe the motion of rotation, or the rotational motion can be described by angular motion. So angular momentum, if you observe, angular momentum is a vector. As we know, linear momentum is also a vector which depends on mass and velocity. In the same way, angular momentum is also a vector which depends on product of moment of inertia and angular velocity. Whereas angular velocity is a vector, hence angular momentum is also a vector. So if you observe here, angular momentum has some direction. So because angular momentum is in this direction, so angular velocity is in this direction, hence angular momentum has also some direction. That means if any quantity which has both magnitude and direction, then it will be called as a vector. So here also this follows right hand rule, as we have seen in case of linear momentum. The same is in the case of angular momentum. So this angular momentum also follows right hand rule, which we have seen in the case of linear momentum. Now we will see some physical quantities, how they can be related to their linear quantities. What are their angular quantities and what are the symbols which we can represent. Okay, so let us see. Linear quantity is called as distance d, which we have seen here in the earlier case of the ants. The symbol is d. So same, if you change that distance, the angular quantity for distance is called as angle, and the symbol is given by theta. Whereas the linear quantity velocity, let us say, so the symbol of velocity is v. So same, the relative velocity because of its rotation is called as angular velocity, which is described by the symbol omega. And the next one is acceleration. Acceleration is a linear quantity which has a symbol a. So the angular acceleration which is related to rotational motion is called as angular acceleration, and it is denoted by letter alpha. So in the next linear quantity that we will see is mass, which is denoted by symbol m. If you see for rotation, this mass is said to be as equal to moment of inertia, which is described by the capital letter I. Next quantity, if you see, linear quantity is force, let us say. Symbol is capital F, which is equal to ma, that is mass times of acceleration. So for rotational motion, this force is equal to torque, and which is represented by letter tau, and is equal to moment of inertia times angular acceleration. Same is the relation. See, F is equal to m into a, that means mass into acceleration. Same terms when we convert into angular quantity, they are moment of inertia and angular acceleration. Hence torque is equal to moment of inertia into angular acceleration, that is I into alpha. So tau is equal to I alpha. This is the relation between angular quantities and linear quantities. Now we will see momentum. Momentum, as we know, P, it is represented by the letter P, linear momentum, and it is equal to mass times of velocity, that is m into v. So if you see here, if you convert the same into angular quantities, this mass can be equal to moment of inertia I, and this velocity is equal to angular velocity omega. Hence momentum, now it changes into, if it changes into angular quantity, it becomes angular momentum. So angular momentum L it is denoted by the letter L, and this L is equal to I times of omega, that is moment of inertia into angular velocity. Now we have one conservation law regarding angular momentum, that is angular momentum is always conserved. Same in the case of linear momentum, we have seen that linear momentum is always conserved. In the same way, angular momentum is also a conserved quantity, or else we can prove that L is equal to constant. So we can show it with an example. See here, one man is moving on a moving table, and he has spread his arms in this way. So now what happens? Because I is more, I means this moment of inertia is more, because of which omega, that is angular acceleration, is less. Hence he moves with a smaller pace, or he moves with a smaller velocity, smaller angular velocity. Now if you observe the second case, here the same man is moving on the standing on the moving table. So now what happens, he has folded his arms or contracted his arms towards him. Then what happens, because the moment of inertia has become low, that is I has become low, then his angular velocity increases, that means W increases. If you observe here, let us say here moment of inertia is more, so we are denoting with a big letter I. As angular velocity is less, we are denoting with a small letter omega. And in the second case, moment of inertia is less, that is why we are showing with a smaller I. And here if you see, angular velocity is very high, hence we are showing it with a big letter. If you see in the cases, both the angular momentum in the first case or in the second case, both are equal. That means, let us say if the angular momentum is L1 in the first case and the angular momentum in the second case is L2, this L1 is equal to L2. That means I omega is equal to I into omega. Okay. So this is how, that means whenever moment of inertia is more, then angular velocity is less, or vice versa. That means moment of inertia is less, angular velocity is more. So in this way we can show both the angular momentums in both the cases are one and the same. So here also I have shown I omega is equal to I O. Whatever may be the variation in the moment of inertias and their angular acceleration, but their product, that is angular momentum, remains constant. Now we will see rotation and angular momentum, relation between rotation and angular momentum. Let us consider one object which is moving in a circle. Here we have tied a marble with a rope and we are swirling it in the air. So now if you observe this first figure, this figure has linear momentum at every point along its trajectory. P is equal to M into V. P is equal to MV. P is equal to MV. So that means if you see here, as it is moving, it contains linear momentum, and that linear momentum is equal to P is equal to MV. Now it also contains angular momentum because of its characteristic of rotational motion. It is not, even though this is moving linearly, but if you observe here, it is making a radius, or it is moving as in a circle, or it is rotating around the point of where the person is holding. That means this ball is also having rotational motion in addition to linear motion. Hence, this ball also contains angular momentum in addition to linear momentum, which is equal to mv into r, because r is nothing but radius. So mvr is the angular momentum possessed by the marble because of its rotational motion. Now we will see conservation of angular momentum definition. According to law of conservation of angular momentum, the total angular momentum in an isolated system remains constant. That means whatever changes may be there in the moment of inertia or else in the angular acceleration, but angular momentum remains constant when the product is taken. That is, let us say initially our ball on the string has a angular momentum of mviri, that is initial velocity and initial radius, position vector. Finally it has reached to mvf rf in the second case, final velocity, final radius. But if you see here, Conservation of momentum tells that both the angular momentums are equal. That means mvira is equal to mvfrf. Mass gets cancelled. So remaining is VIRA is equal to VFRF. The right hand side must be equal to the left hand side. So that means if you observe these terms, so as RF gets smaller, VF must get larger. That means as radius keeps on decreasing, that means velocity of the marble gets increasing. So this is how we can show that. So even one of the quantity increases, the other one decreases, so that the product remains constant always. If you see here, that means in other words, if we shorten the string, the ball's speed increases. Try this in your home with a longer radius and swirl the marble in the air. Then decrease the radius, that means shorten the length of the string, and again swirl in the air and observe how the speed changes, whether it is increasing or decreasing after shortening the length of the string. But it should increase, because as r decreases, speed should increase, as we have seen in the earlier equations. So why this is happening is that this is nothing but the consequence of conservation of angular momentum. That means smaller radius means higher speed, or longer radius means lower will be the speed. So this is due to the consequence of conservation of angular momentum. Now we will see the relation again with an example. What is the relation between rotation and angular momentum? Now, as we have just seen in the previous case, as the ball speed increases because of the decrease in the length of the string, so what happens? The boy here, if you see, spins faster when he pulls in his arms. So here a boy is revolving, sitting in the revolving chair, and is revolving by keeping his arm stretched. But while he is stretching, that means his rotation is from this point to this point, that is making a radius of this to here. Let us say it is r. Okay, so now he has stretched his arm, so r is more, because of which what happens? The angular momentum is less, so he spins little slow. But when he takes his arms inside, now the rotation or the radius of rotation has become small when compared to the previous case. Because of which what happens immediately? His angular momentum increases to conserve the angular momentum. So his angular velocity increases to conserve the angular momentum. Hence what happens? Because his angular velocity increased, he starts spinning faster than in the previous case. So let us say in the first case we have the values mviri, let us say, and in the second case again mv of rf. So mm gets cancelled, that means VIRA is equal to VFRF. So we will see one more example. A figure skater spins faster when she pulls in her arms and legs, and vice versa. Same is the case with the figure skater also. So while this figure skater is stretching her arm or her leg, because the radius increased, then angular acceleration, angular velocity will be less, because of which this figure skater revolves with a lower speed. In the other case, if you see, as she has taken her arms inside, that is as she has contracted her body, that means her radius of rotation has decreased, due to which angular velocity increases. So now in the second case, the figure skater moves with a very faster pace when compared to the first case. So that means here we can, as the angular momentum is conserving, so we can increase the speed of any rotating body by decreasing its radius, or we can decrease the angular velocity of the body by increasing its radius. Now this also holds for the orbits. So let us say one satellite is moving around Earth. So as the satellite is reaching a point B, what happens? It has reached, if you observe, from here the radius is more, from the center of the earth to point A the radius is more, but from the center of earth to point B the radius is less when compared to the first case. Then what happens when satellite reaches a point B? Because the radius has decreased, according to law of conservation of angular momentum, its angular velocity should increase. So while it is reaching point B, at this position the satellite moves with a higher speed. But when it comes to point A, because the radius is more, so that means the angular momentum of the angular velocity of the satellite will be less, because of which it will be moving slowly when compared at point B. So as the satellite gets to B, it must move faster than at A. Let us suppose calculate the angular momentums in both the cases. So this will be mVARA and this will be mVBRB. mm gets cancelled. VARA is equal to VBRB. Next, one more example let us see. So with a problem, you are spinning a ball attached to the end of a 1 meter string with a speed of 10 meters per second, say. Find the ball speed as you shorten the string to 10 centimeters, that is 0.1 meter. So we have first it is 1 meter and swirling the speed of with the speed of 10 meters per second. So initially it is 1 meter, that means Ri is 1 meter and speed Vi is 10 meters per second. In the second case, the same ball Rf, that is radius is 0.1 meter, and we have to find out the final velocity, that is Vf. So the problem has given us Vi is equal to 10 meters per second, Ri is equal to 1 meter, Rf is equal to 0.1 meters. We have to calculate Vf. So from law of conservation of angular momentum, we know that VIRI is equal to VFRF, wherein Vf is equal to Ri by Rf into Vi. Substituting all the values, we get Vf is equal to 1.0 meter by 0.1 meter into 10 meters per second. So after simplifying, we got the speed as 100 meters per second. If you observe in the problem, see when initially the radius is more, hence its velocity is less. Whereas in the second case, if you see, the radius has decreased from 1 meter to 0.1 meter, hence its speed increased to 100 meters per second. That means when radius is less, velocity is more. We have proved with a problem. Now we will see in the practical application of conservation of angular momentum. See, a boy is diving, taking a dive, he is jumping into the air and doing some somersaults, and again he is coming to the rest position. So if you observe here, let us say as he is in the rest position, his moment of inertia is I, let us say, and angular acceleration is omega, small omega, because now here in this case angular acceleration is less. When he reached the topmost point, he has folded or he has contracted his body, so that his moment of inertia has been reduced to small I and his angular acceleration increased. So it is shown with I omega. Again, while he is landing, so he stretched his body. That means he has increased his moment of inertia. Hence I should be more. Because of the increase in moment of inertia, his angular velocity should be less, so that his angular momentum will be less, so that he can land in a proper way without falling. So here again, in the last case, here moment of inertia is more and angular velocity has become less. This is how a diver uh, follows the conservation of angular momentum unknowingly, so that he can stretch his body to jump into the air. Again he folds his body to do somersaults in the air, and again before reaching the ground, again he increases his moment of inertia for a perfect landing. Same in the case of a high diver who dives from a very high or tall point. So here when you see the diver, so the diver has stretched her body. So here initially moment of inertia is more and angular momentum is less, but in the middle if you see, as she contracted her body in such a way that, so moment of inertia has become low when compared to angular acceleration. So angular velocity has been increased, so that at this position she is moving with a higher speed, and before she reaches the water surface, again she increases her moment of inertia by stretching her body, so that her angular velocity reduces and she can land in a correct way. So as moment of inertia is more in this position, I is more and angular acceleration is less, whereas angular velocity is less. Now in the second case, I has become low and angular velocity has become more, so I omega. In the last case, again moment of inertia has become more and angular velocity has become less. So now we will see the example of roller skater. So a roller skater is spinning or rotating. So initially she stretched her arms, so her moment of inertia or the radius has been increased, whereas her angular velocity is less, so she rotates with a lower speed. So here in the case, as she contracted her body or as she folded her hands and legs, and so that what happens, her moment of inertia or her rotation radius has become less, due to which her angular velocity increases, because of which she is able to move with a higher speed, or she rotates with a higher speed. Now spinning wheel, we will see the conservation of angular momentum in the case of spinning wheel. Here one girl is spinning wheel by sitting on a chair. Now if you see LW and SI, angular momentum of wheel and angular momentum of system, both are in the same direction. So L has no vertical component. Next case, if you see, though she changed the angle of rotation, again if you observe, no torques possible around vertical axis, that is vertical component of L is constant. So this is how we can explain conservation of angular momentum in case of spinning wheel. So now if you see here, girl is spinning, so net vertical component of L still 0 in whatever position she is moving. So vertical component of L is still a 0 value. So now if you see here, turning a bicycle, so now he is going straight. So if you observe, L is in this direction. As he is turning a bike around a corner, so angle of L slightly changed. But if you observe here, so as L is changing, this angle will compensate the L value. So next if you see angular momentum conservation, let us see, total angular momentum remains constant. This is the meaning of this mathematical expression, or Li is equal to Lf, that is initial angular momentum is equal to final angular momentum. Here I denotes initial state, F is the final state. L is conserved separately for x, y and z direction. That means for an isolated system consisting of particles, total angular momentum is sum of individual angular momentums, that is L1 plus L2 plus L3 plus and so on, which is again a constant value. For an isolated system that is deformable, II omega I is equal to IF omega F. That means this value is also a constant value. Now we'll see one example with a problem. A puck of mass is m is equal to 0.5 kg is attached to a taut cord passing through a small hole in a frictionless horizontal surface. The puck is initially orbiting with speed vi is equal to 2 meters per second in a circle of radius ri, that is 0.2 meters. The cord is then slowly pulled from below, decreasing the radius of the circle to r is equal to 0.1 meter. What is the puck's speed at the smaller radius? Find the tension in the cord at the smaller radius. Let us write the given parameters. In the question he has given that m is equal to 0.5 kg. Initial velocity of the puck is 2 meters per second and it is having a radius of 0.2 meters, that is Ra initial radius. So final radius he has given as 0.1 meters and we have to find out the final velocity at 0.1 meters, that is Vf. So we have to see isolated system, then tension force on m exerts zero torque about hole y. So according to this condition, so we know that angular momentum should be conserved, Li is equal to Lf, or else in vector form it can be written as L is equal to R cross P. That is, L is nothing but angular momentum, P is linear momentum and this is position vector R. L is equal to R cross P, or else P is equal to, according to the definition of linear momentum, it is mass times velocity. Hence R cross we have written P in the form of mv. Now the equation has become L is equal to R cross mv. So now if we, as this is a cross product, we have to consider sine of the angle between these two vectors. Hence Li is equal to m into Ri into Vi, sine of both are perpendicular to one another. So hence sine 90 degrees. That means we get MRI Okay. So in the final case also we have to find out LF is equal to MRF VF. Again it is also perpendicular to one another, both the quantities, hence sine 90 degrees. Again we get MRF VF. We know that Li is equal to LF. So equating these two equations, MM gets cancelled. So RI VI is equal to RF VF, or else Vf is equal to Ri by Rf into Vi. So substituting the values of Ri, Rf and Vi from the given problem, we got Vf is equal to 4 meters per second. If you have observed here, so when radius is more, 0.2 meters, its velocity is 2 meters per second. But whereas when radius has been reduced to 0.1 meter, its velocity has increased to 4 meters per second. So by this we can say that even though the radius one value decreases, the other value increases, so that the product remains same. Now if you observe, T is equal to, we know we have to find out the tension. So tension is equal to M into A. So M into A is nothing but M into, this can be written as Vf square by Rf. We have to find out the tension in the string for the second case or final case. Hence mVf square by Rf, or else 0.5 we have mass, 4 as Vf, Rf as 0.1. So substituting all those values, we got the tension of the string in the second case as 80 newtons. So now we will see how the moment of inertia changes in an isolated system. See, the person is rotating by sitting on the rotating chair and spreading his arms. So L is in perpendicular direction to W I. This is the initial angular velocity. Hence if you observe here, as he is stretching, what happens? So this is the moment of inertia I into I. As I initial inertia is more, so his initial angular velocity will be less. But when he folded his arms inside, because his final moment of inertia has been reduced, so his angular velocity will increase rapidly. So he moves with a faster pace. So tau of net is equal to 0 about z axis. There is no torque along z axis. Implies L is equal to constant. That is angular momentum is equal to constant. L is equal to summation of I and I, omega and I in the initial position to summation of IF and omega F in the final position. Now we have seen in the case of a high diver how the spin is controlled by changing moment of inertia. So while the diver is moving in the air, what happens? Tau net torque is equal to 0. That means L is equal to constant. L is equal to, we know that I omega I is equal to IF omega F. So changing I by curling up or stretching out, so the spin rate omega must adjust. So whatever the value of moment of inertia is there, so considering that value, the spin rate or the angular velocity or the omega should get adjusted. So hence when she stretches her hands or when she stretches her body, so moment of inertia is more, so the spin rate or omega gets adjusted to a lower value. But when she takes her body in, that means at that point what happens? This moment of inertia becomes less, so the spin rate or angular velocity gets adjusted to a higher value. This is how the spin can be controlled by changing I with respect to the diver. So if you see here how the moment of inertia changes, so here a rope is there, so now this rope is released. So what happens? He is thrown into the air, he tucks his body to reduce the moment of inertia so that his angular acceleration will be, angular velocity will be more. But when he comes to the other end, so before holding the other person, he increases his moment of inertia by stretching his body. A merry-go-round problem, let us see. So a 40 kg child running at 4 meters per second jumps tangentially onto a stationary circular merry-go-round platform whose radius is 2 meters and whose moment of inertia is 20 kg per meter square. There is no friction, let us say 20 kg meter square. Find the angular velocity of the platform after the child has jumped on. So this is the mass of the child, this is mass of the merry-go-round, and this is the radius of the merry-go-round that is moving. So the moment of inertia of the system is equal to the moment of inertia of the platform plus the moment of inertia of the person. Assume the person can be treated as a particle, let us say. As the person moves towards the center of the rotating platform, the moment of inertia decreases because it is decreasing the radius, because of which moment of inertia decreases. That means the angular speed must increase since the angular momentum is constant. Hence when a person moves inside the rotating frame of the merry-go-round, so as the moment of inertia is decreased, his angular momentum gets increases. Solution, let us see. So this is the total angular momentum, sigma I omega A is equal to sigma IF omega F. I is equal to given moment of inertia 20 kg per meter square, 20 kg meter square. Velocity is equal to 4.0 meters per second. MC, that is 40 kg. So R is equal to 2 meters. Angular acceleration, initial angular acceleration omega naught is equal to 0. So we know that Li, first we will calculate Li, that is II into omega I, or else it can be written as I omega naught plus MC Vt into R, which is equal to, as omega naught is equal to 0, this term becomes 0. Hence, this value will be mcvt into r. Same we will calculate LF. LF is equal to IF omega F, or else this is perpendicular to the first one. Hence, I plus mc r square into omega F. So, this LF should be equal to Li. Hence, equating these two equations, I plus mc r square into omega F is equal to mc into Vt into r. Or else we have to calculate omega F, final angular velocity. So, omega F is equal to mc Vt r by 1 plus mc r square. So, substituting all the given values, we got final angular velocity as 1.78 radians per second. So, this is the concept of angular momentum that we have seen in the previous examples or in the previous cases working on problems also. So, angular momentum is also called as movement of momentum or rotational momentum. Angular momentum, in other words, is also called as movement of momentum or rotational momentum. So, the angular momentum L of a particle with respect to some point of origin is L is equal to R cross P, where P is equal to R cross mv, as we all know. L is equal to R cross P, or else it can be written as R cross m into V. Angular momentum of a system of particles is the sum of angular momenta of the individual particles. Let us say, total angular momentum of a system is capital L. So, this capital L is equal to sum of angular momentum of the individual particles contained in the system. Let us say there are n particles in the system and their angular momentums respectively are equal to L1, L2, L3 and so on till Ln. So, the sum of all the angular momentums of all the individual particles is L1 plus L2 plus L3 and so on till Ln. Hence, the total angular momentum L is equal to L1 plus L2 plus L3 plus and so on plus Ln. So, for a rigid body rotating around an axis of symmetry, the angular momentum can be expressed as the product of the body's moment of inertia as seen from the definition. The derived SI units of angular momentum are Newton meter seconds, or Newton meter is also called as joule. So, joule seconds. Because of the cross product, L is a pseudo vector perpendicular to both the radial vector R and the momentum vector P, and it is assigned a sign by the right hand rule. So, as L is a pseudo vector, it is perpendicular to both the vectors called R and P. So, and it is assigned a sign by the right hand rule. Angular momentum is conserved in a system when there is no net external torque. When tau is equal to 0, we can say that angular momentum is constant. That means when tau is equal to 0, L is equal to constant. And its conservation helps explain many diverse phenomena that are taking place in universe. In a closed system, angular momentum is constant. This conservation law mathematically follows from continuous directional symmetry of space, that is, no direction in space is any different from any other direction. An example of conservation of angular momentum is, for example, the increase in rotational speed of a spinning figure skater as the skater's arms are contracted is a consequence of angular momentum. In the previous cases also we have discussed a figure skater, when she contracts her body or when she contracts her arms, her angular momentum her angular velocity increases, because of which her rotational speed increases, which is a consequence of conservation of angular momentum. Another example, if you see, the very high rotational rates of neutron stars can also be explained in terms of angular momentum conservation. So, one more example is that, rotational motion of neutron stars is also one example for conservation of angular The torque caused by the two opposing forces Fg and minus Fg causes a change in the angular momentum L in the direction of the torque, since torque is the time derivative of angular momentum. So the precision of top also, if you take the example, this is also a consequence of conservation of angular momentum. So for any top to precise, so the torque caused by the two opposing forces, that Fg and minus Fg, which are in the opposite direction to one another, because of which torque in the direction of torque, hence the top precises or spins in a circular motion. So angular momentum has numerous applications in physics and engineering. Example, the gyro compass. Even the gyro compass has also been constructed using the law of conservation of angular momentum. So the gyroscope, if you observe this, gyroscope remains upright while spinning due to its angular momentum. So this is the example of gyroscope. So when it is spinning, what happens? Due to its angular momentum, the gyroscope doesn't fall but it remains upright. So here also we have seen the figure skater. So I is large, angular acceleration is small in the first case. When I has become small, so angular velocity will be large. So this is also an example for conservation of angular momentum for ice dancer. So let us see one figure. So here figure skater, when she contracted her body, she started spinning very fastly. This is how we can explain the law of conservation of angular momentum. So in today's class we have seen so many examples how the angular momentum is conserved. So what will be the consequence of conservation of angular momentum? So what are the applications of conservation of angular momentum? What is the formula for law of conservation of angular momentum? So all these we have seen through examples, and we have solved few problems also. Thank you one and all. Signing off for today's session. Thank you.